As a child, I never really had a whole lot. I mean, we weren't poor, but we obviously were not rich. I was also quite the picky type. Many times when the supper came around, of course, I wouldn't eat my vegetables or my fruits. A lot of times the only thing I really liked was steak or any kind of sandwich. One of my favorite sandwiches was, of course, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I tried many times to figure out the perfect way to make the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The only thing that really struck my mind was to make a double decker or a triple decker, and of course the quadruple decker. I would actually go with a lot more layers, but it's so hard to get into your mouth that you can't really bite down at it comfortably. Having made so many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in so many different ways, the biggest thing for me is finding the right way to make it. And finally, when I found that right way, I loved it. I never made it any different, and it meant so much to me. It sounds weird that peanut butter and jelly sandwich can mean so much to you, but when it's childhood and it's the thing that you always ate and you're not so picky so much anymore, it really does relate to your childhood, and childhood is always a cool thing to remember. That's why I like to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, sometimes even when I'm not hungry or when I do like the food that I like now. I'm not quite so picky, so I don't eat them quite as much now, but I still love a nice, yummy peanut butter and jelly sandwich. A perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You only really need about 4 items to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're going to have some peanut butter and of course some jelly. I always found out that I like the strawberry or grape jelly. So today we're going to be using grape jelly. I found out that that's probably going to be my favorite, is the grape jelly. Once you have your peanut butter and your jelly, you just need a knife and 4 loaves of bread to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. First things first, you want to lay out 4 pieces of bread in a line. You're going to end up going alternate with peanut butter and jelly on each of these. First, we're going to start with the jelly. We're going to actually tip the jar and use the knife to go ahead and scoop it on there. A lot of people like to take the knife and just grab the jelly out, but I find it's a lot easier to get a lot of jelly on the bread if you just tilt it and scoop it out onto the bread. The thing is this is a really big sandwich, and we have 4 slices of bread, so we don't want it to dry out, so we want to use plenty of jelly. 2 good pools of jelly is usually pretty good for me. Next, we need to put out the peanut butter onto the remaining slices of bread. You don't want to use quite as much peanut butter, but you still want to get that good tasty peanut butter taste in your mouth, so you want to use quite a bit. Too much peanut butter can also dry the sandwich out because bread is dry as well. Next, we need to spread the peanut butter out, and then of course spread the jelly out. I like to reach out to the corners to get every bite with exactly the amount of peanut butter and jelly in your mouth. There's nothing better than having exactly the right amount every single bite, so you want to make sure to get to the edges and make sure to get it to an even thickness as well on the bread. Once everything is spread out evenly and you have 4 slices of bread with peanut butter and jelly spread out on them, you want to go ahead and start stacking them. The first is going to go on plain side facing down with the peanut butter side up. The second piece of bread will be jelly side down and peanut butter side up, so you almost have a little tiny peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the middle of the 2 slices of bread when you're finished. The final slice with peanut butter on it will go peanut butter side down so that it will stick together. Otherwise, if you put it the other way, you'll have peanut butter side up and it'll be hard to eat and kind of messy, and plus it won't stick together. Doing this in this kind of order is actually kind of important because you want the sandwiches all to stick together and be portioned out evenly. Next, I'm not sure if this is just for my presentation or why I actually like to do this, but I always cut my sandwiches deli style. I like to cut them from corner to corner with my knife when I'm finished. It really looks pretty nice when you take them apart. You can see all the different kinds of layers and stuff. Well, that's how you construct the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you're a child, maybe you can implement this into your childhood, or if you're an adult watching this video, maybe your children need to learn how to make this sandwich just perfect.